Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a building blocks fancy fold card. And if you've never ever tried this one, I really hope you'll give it a go. First, I've got 6 by 12 inches white card, and I'm going to create 2 score lines. I'm going to score it at 4 inches and 8 inches. Then it is time to fold and burnish your score lines. Super quick and simple to create your card base, right? And then it will be the trickiest part, which means you have to decorate the card. For today's project, I'm going to use Polkadoodles designs, including design papers and a digi stamp. But first, I'm going to create my mats and layers. I decided to use some light green card from Hobbycraft, and I'm going to create 3 panels measuring 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and I'm going to attach them using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue, because I do have time to maneuver all those elements. And when these are ready, I decided to use beautiful collection from Polkadoodles, and I'm going to use Paper Heaven 2 collection, Horace and Boo. All the names of the products I use in today's video you can check in the description down below. And whenever I print 8 by 8 inches design papers, at the very bottom I always put some sentiments, so I don't waste any of the card. And I do encourage you to do that as well. So now I've got a panel measuring 3.5 by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to use those stars on the left and on the right side. And in the middle, I decided to use that just plain brown. But to add a little bit more contrast and interest, I'm going to use Distress Oxide ink in Walnut stain color, because I really like to distress the edges, and I think that brown beautiful design paper from Horace and Boo collection, I thought that would be perfect. And to be honest, I don't really often use brown and green, so today I actually challenged myself, and to be honest, I'm very happy with the result. So it is time to apply that panel here, and it will be time to decorate the front of a card. And to do it, from Polkadoodles website, I decided to use a digi stamp called New Job Coffee and Latte. All the names of the products I use in today's video you can check in the description down below if you're interested. And if you've never ever used any of Polkadoodles digi stamps or papers, they are so amazing. Now, I'm going to use tri-blend markers from Noir, and these come from Portrait Blend set. I'm going to use Earth Brown Blend color, but I'm also going to use TriColour brush pens from Complete Collection from Noir, and I'm going to use some greens. And if you've never ever used any of the alcohol markers, I do encourage you to put a scrap piece of card underneath your image, because alcohol markers bleed through and then they will be soaked again through your card. But if you put a scrap piece of card underneath, that will save your image, so I do encourage you to do so. And it's always a good idea to use lots of alcohol markers. They don't have to be very pricey, you can also use some very cheap ones, and they will blend beautifully. What I really like about those tri-blends here from Noir, as you can see, you've got 3 colors in each pen, and they blend beautifully. So to be honest, there is no effort put into creating 3D images using those alcohol markers, because you use the lighter, medium and darker color. And whenever you use any of those markers to have that blending effect, I always start with the darkest color first, then medium and light. It is time to color in the bow at the top. As you can see, those greens are just beautiful, aren't they? Do you like to use browns and greens together? If you do, please let me know what kind of project have you created. And now it is time to color in her hair. And I decided to use the darker color first, then medium and light. But when the alcohol evaporates from the card, I'm going to use that darker color again later on. So I will have some beautiful shadows on her hair. As you can see, this card comes together super quickly. All you have to do is to create your card base, which is super simple. So if you've never ever created a building blocks fancy fold card, I really hope you'll give this one a go. So, with the hair, it's always a good idea to actually use 3 colors, because that way the hair will look more natural and organic. And actually, with any object you color in, I do encourage you to use at least 2 colors. And you can always mix and match any alcohol markers from your stash. When she is ready, later on I'm also going to color in her skin with Illustrator marker from Spectrum Noir as well. But you can also use some pencils or watercolor pens, and that will be perfectly fine. The choice is absolutely yours. Have you used any of the designs from Polkadoodles? If you have, please let me know which one is your favorite. I've got a couple of favorites and I always love working with any of the designs. So if you haven't signed to the newsletter yet, please give it a go, because you will get lots of emails with amazing discount codes from Polkadoodles. And actually, you also get some inspiration from the design team from time to time. So it is time to add the color on the accessories as well. And I thought those greens and browns will work together. And it's so easy to create that 3D look with alcohol markers. You start with that darker, then medium and lighter color. And at this point I thought I really like the image. But is there a way I can add even more interest? And of course it is. You can always adjust any of the elements that you want to create. And later on, I'm going to use a white gel pen to add some more details. So yes, you can do that as well. So when these elements will be ready, I'm going to fussy cut her using my scissors. I don't have a matching cutting die, and I'm not going to use my scan and cut to do it, because it will take me just time to take my machine out. But using my scissors, it will take me less than a minute. So yes, it will be time to do it. And as you can see, now it is time to add that shadows on her hair, and I really like the way she looks. Do you like that image? Please let me know in the comments down below. And now it will be time for those beautiful small details. So from my stash, I'm going to use a white gel pen, and I think that really makes a difference. So if you don't have it, please get it. They are absolutely easy to work with and they work perfectly. So it is time to just finish her off and use those scissors to fussy cut her. And I'm going to attach her to the front of a card. Super simple, right? So you can use whatever you've got in your stash. I really want you to give it a go with that building blocks fancy fold card. It is so unusual, and to be honest, I don't really see it very often on YouTube. So it will be time to create those blocks, and to do it I decided to use the same green card from Hobbycraft. We need a scoring board to do it. So I will have 5 panels and I need them to measure 1 by 4 inches. And I'm going to score them at 1, 2 and 3 inches. So when you fold it, it looks like a cube because it is 1 inch square. Super simple, right? And I'm going to create 5 of them, because my card is 6 inches tall and these panels will be 1 inch. So I'm going to have a 1/4 inch difference between all of them. So I'm going to attach the very first and the last panel here. Now you can see how they attached and all the gaps in between. So super cool, right? And when you fold the card, you can actually see the tunnel. I really like that. It is time to decorate those panels, and I'm going to use the same design papers from Paper Heaven 2, Horace and Book collection, and these measure 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to use that Walnut stain Distress Oxide ink again, because I want all the elements to match. So if you want, you can write your message on the left side on that middle panel, but also there is plenty of space to write your message on the back. So the choice is absolutely yours here. So if you've never ever created building blocks card, please give it a go. It is so much fun to do. Now I'm going to attach all those small squares here, and if you think they are not attached properly, you can always use a bone folder. So that's why I've got it on the right hand side here, just to make sure everything is adhered where it should be, so the card will be professionally finished. And at this point I thought I really like some extra color on my card, so I'm going to use gold mirror card for all the letters that will go on those small blocks, and I'm going to use that red lace elegant alphabet cutting die set. I really like it, and I thought that would be perfect to add that extra interest to my card. I'm going to use my liquid glue to attach all those elements here. Super quick and simple. So as you can see, I've got 5 blocks because the word thank has 5 letters. So that was the way to create this card. So as you can see, you can adjust the height of all those blocks to match the word that you want to use. And actually having those gaps in between those blocks, I think that is just so cool, right? So now I'm going to attach that U on the right hand side, and I left the top and the bottom blocks empty because I think that is enough. Now, as you can see, the card is nearly complete. All we have to do now is to add some green gems and the card will be finished. And as you can see, the gems really match the girl here. So what do you think about this card? Do you like it? There is plenty of space to write your message on the back. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And here you can see my other projects I created with Polkadoodles designs. Have a wonderful day and see you in my next video. Bye for now. Happy crafting!